pull the plastic off. How's it going, everybody? For the last few weeks, I've been learning how to install components into this couch, and I think I finally learned enough to show you how to install almost anything into a couch and make it look really clean. Make sure to stick around until the end because I have a bonus tip that is mind-blowing how well it works. And if you find this video interesting, make sure to hammer the like button into a board with only 2 swings. Now let's get started. One of the most important things to consider is the amount of empty space inside your couch. Almost every couch will have at least some empty space inside of it that you can use, but the couches with these wide arms are my favorite to look for because they will give you the most room in the side of the couch. In the last video, we cut a hole in the underside of this couch and covered it back up with that same board.
How is that hollow?
Well, there's no reason for it to be anything else. So that's why these boxes are fitting inside.
Full of just like wood and foam.
Lots of it is. Not every couch will have one of these, but it's easy enough to work around. Once you get into the inside of the couch, it's a good idea to measure the space to see what can fit. In our case, we have about 7 inches, and so far in this space, we've been able to fit a mini fridge, a DVD player, a subwoofer, LED speakers, and all of the connectors and wires inside this space. If you want to see us install any of those components, I'll put a playlist at the end of the video. When you decide on what you're going to install, you'll need to make some sort of a box that fits both the empty space of the couch as well as fit the outside diameter of your component. The way you make this box is completely up to you, but the sturdier the box is, the less likely you're going to have to go back and to make repairs. Using brads and glue is a great method until you accidentally rip a box in half trying to move the couch around and having to start over. I mean, I didn't do that. Hey, look at that! You did it.
I see why it's called a nail gun. It's what it's called.
Sometimes you will have a profile that you need to match that isn't a square, so you need to make sure to leave yourself a little bit of extra room to add pieces of different shapes inside the box until you match your profile. Ideally, you want about a 1/16 inch play around your component. It doesn't have to be exact since the fabric itself will give you just a little bit of room to play later. If you want a clean install, you will need to get rid of any feet on the bottom of the component because you won't want any visible space in the front. Please be aware that if the feet are keeping the component off the surface for cooling reasons, you may have to cut a hole in the bottom of the box to allow for airflow. Every single install is going to be completely different, so they're all going to have to be customized. You really don't want to start a fire in your couch. Because we don't actually need the full length of our fridge, I think what we need to do is cut a little bit off the back of this so it'll fit, because otherwise this is not going to fit in the couch. Hey, you want to hand me the box?
Sure.
In our case, the box fit inside the couch really well, but it didn't fit inside the hole that we had cut in the bottom of the couch. So instead of cutting the hole wider, we just cut the box down so that it would fit. This only worked because the fridge was taking up the entire space anyway.
Oh no! The box is broken. Time to glue it back together.
No, it's fine. Normally, you would want to add a positive stop to the back of the box so the component stays in place and doesn't get pushed in. So if this ends up happening to you, you're going to end up having to figure out a way of adding another board to the side of the box and adding a positive stop that way. You need that positive stop. Once the box is in place, it's a good idea to stretch the fabric of the couch back under the bottom of the couch and staple it back on. At this point, if you pull too hard, you will get wrinkles in the fabric, and if you don't pull hard enough, the fabric will end up a little bit floppy. So just pull until it looks right and staple it down. Any small wrinkles that end up in the fabric, you can fix later, and I'll show you how to do that. At this point, Lucy decided she wanted to do an ad for the video. So now a word from our Lucy.
Okay, Titebond 2 Premium Wood Glue. When kids' parents do Scotch tape, not Titebond. What? When kids' parents do Titebond. Titebond 2. Yes.
That is the best ad. If you want Titebond 2, link in the description. Alright, do you want to use the incredibly sharp knife or should I?
No, parents are supposed to use the incredibly sharp knife.
Okay, alright, I'll use the incredibly sharp knife. So what we're going to do is we have the box in here. Can you go ahead and feel the couch? You can feel where the edges of our boards are, right? So that's the key. Your goal is to cut an X inside that, and then we're going to cut the foam away, and then we can go ahead and start stapling pieces together.
Can I have all the foam?
Sure.
Yay!
Alright. Now this is usually where I screw up because it's really easy to cut too far and you'll end up with these visible cuts on the outside of your piece. So the best way to avoid this is to cut an X in your fabric until you are about 1/4 inch away from the inside corner of the box. Leaving that tiny piece of material will allow you a bit of working room and push against the component, giving you a much cleaner look. Then after you cut all of the foam out, you can go around the face of the box with some hot glue and glue the foam to the box. Do not skip this step. It's very important. Okay, so the whole point of putting the glue on here, if the foam is too high and you wrap this around, you're gonna end up with a big bump right here.
Oh, no.
And if you don't put the glue underneath the foam, when you pull this tight, you're gonna end up with some of your pieces of foam slipping underneath and you're gonna end up with a very bumpy finish. So I found that if you glue this foam down, would just stop. You're gonna be so distracting for the video. Stop being so adorable. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the rest of this stuff to fit now that we have it all glued down. And then we can start stapling down our fabric. So what we're gonna do now is if you pull this one direction or pull it the wrong direction, you're gonna end up with lots of wrinkles here. So our goal is to pull it straight back as cleanly as possible. And then we're gonna start on one side and we're gonna staple, okay? Did the air hit you in the face? Yeah, the air shoots out the back, just so you know. Did it scare you? Okay. All right, so you see how clean this looks now? There's one little bump that apparently I missed right there. But everything else here is nice and clean. All right, we're just gonna cut a big old hole right there.
My goodness.
Are you ready? I'm just gonna kind of rock it back a little bit, as far as it goes. Yep, I can feel the back of it. Okay, so that's it. And then, look, it opens up. Look, it actually opens up all the way. Stop getting your fingerprints all over the glass. Jeez. Some people. And some people's children. You. In an earlier video, I already installed a power strip into the bottom of the couch, but you could just as easily add an extension cord and run it anywhere. In my experience, there's always at least one plug behind every couch that's completely useless for day-to-day use, so you might actually get to use it for this project. Are you ready?
Yes.
Look!
Oh.
Heads up!
Oh.
More coming!
Oh, no.
Go, James! Heads up! Where is it going? Ah, yeet. All right, do you want to use a heat gun or the towel?
Towel.
And now for my favorite tip. If you are working with vinyl, no matter what you do, you will most likely end up with at least a few wrinkles in your vinyl. If you have a heat gun or even a hair dryer, you can heat up the surface, which allows the fabric to relax, and you can flatten the material almost as if you were ironing it. Just heat it up until it's hot to the touch and rub it down with a towel. Just don't overheat the vinyl. It will melt and burn. All right, how's that look?
It looks great.
Cool. I think we got all the wrinkles out. Beautiful. And if you enjoyed this content, consider hitting the like button and the subscribe button. Normally what I like to do with this channel is I'll spend a week or two learning a new process and then show you what I've learned by the end of it. And usually what will happen is I'll make a few mistakes as I go, and I'm gonna teach you how to avoid those mistakes as I learn the process myself. So hopefully you get to learn something alongside with me. So if that's something that interests you, feel free to hit the subscribe button as well. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Catch you all next time.
Can I have some soda?
Sure.
Can I have some crackers?
Yeah. Here.
Can I have a blanket?
Fine. Are you good now?
Yes.
All right, let's watch a movie. Ah! Ah! Thank you all for watching.
Thank you all for watching.
Catch y'all next time.
Catch you all next time.
That wasn't part of the bit.